In this video, I will tell you about an incredible event. Cristiano Ronaldo has rejoined the Junior Real Madrid Academy. So what does this mean? Is a new Cristiano born? You will watch them in this video, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video before going to the video. In fact, it has long been rumored that Ronaldo Jr. would join the Real Madrid Academy. As you know, Cristiano Ronaldo terminated his contract with Manchester United in 2022. In this process, both Junior and Cristiano remained without a club, because Junior also left the United Academy. In this process, there were many clubs who wanted to transfer him. It was rumored that Junior might return to Madrid. At the same time, there were rumors that Cristiano Ronaldo would return to Real Madrid, because logically the children of footballers play for the same club as their fathers. That's why everyone thought that Cristiano would return to Madrid. But Ronaldo soon signed for Al-Nasser. Junior followed his father to Arabia despite a pile of offers. I really have to admire him because that day there were many clubs who wanted to sign him, and every one of them was right. Because when he was in the Juventus Academy, he scored 50 goals in just 20 games. Also, during his time at Real Madrid, he exceeded the 60-goal limit in every season and started scoring goals just like his father. In Manchester United Academy, he didn't reach such high scores, but he was still the best player in the team. Unfortunately, Manchester United was not a strong team at that time. Just like the A team of Manchester United, the academy teams also had this problem. In Junior's first year, they finished 9th in the league. But this doesn't mean that Junior was bad, because Junior did his best and managed to score or assist in almost every match. For example, when United Academy lost 3-2 to West Ham Academy, Junior scored 2 goals. This season, he has been a revelation, because he started to work much more since he went to Arabia, and he has made a lot of progress in terms of statistics. He started working with special coaches. These coaches watch Junior every match and note his shortcomings and help him improve. In this way, Junior is developing much more accurately and quickly. This development has been very good for Junior because when he played for Manchester United, he could make some mistakes. If we look at his game during his time at Manchester United, Junior always played up front. He could also be seen on both wings and in the center of attack. However, he tends to make an impact mostly from the right flank. In fact, Junior is right-footed, so this wing was the wrong one for him. This is one of the main trends in modern football. Even though there are wingers with opposite feet, it shouldn't be a problem for the player when he needs to run from one wing to the other. Junior does this very well. Junior has very good dribbling speed and physical strength for his age. This is normal, given the way his father trained him at home. No surprises there. But sometimes we could see that he was a bit selfish. He needs some training from his father for that, because Cristiano is never selfish on the pitch. We can see this when he assisted Bruno Fernandes in the Turkey-Portugal match. Despite that, Junior was a very good player, but he wasn't given the number 7 shirt at Manchester United. Junior had to play with the number 24 shirt. In fact, this shows that the club is annoyed with Junior, because he's Cristiano's son and he deserves the number 7. When he arrived at the Al-Nasser Academy, he was relieved because he was valued more here. The transfer to Real Madrid, which I'll talk about in a moment, was also thanks to Al-Nasser officials. Since there were no star players in Al-Nasser, the coaches were much more interested in the Junior. Here, they gave him the number 7 jersey as soon as he arrived. And Junior did not let these investments go unrequited. He scored 48 goals in 35 games. He also made academy history by scoring 9 goals in 1 match. Thanks to him, Al-Nasser under-14 team became champion again after a long break. Anyway, let's talk about the Real Madrid transfer. Ronaldo Jr. is now 14 years old. This means that in 2 years he will be a footballer who will sign a professional contract. And there are loads of clubs who want him. Real Madrid wants to make the transfer now because it can be very difficult to realize this transfer when he starts his football career. But another challenge was to convince Junior to come to Madrid, because Junior lives a very good life in Arabia and can focus on football more easily. He also trains with his father. If he moves to Madrid, he might not be able to do that. That's why Real Madrid decided to send a special team to Junior. Junior will train with these teams and strive to become a better footballer. These teams take note of the Junior's every move and endeavor to correct his mistakes. If he performs well, he will probably start his professional football career at Real Madrid. But this time, Junior will probably have a completely new experience. Because he has never been separated from his family, he could have signed for other clubs while his father went to Arabia, but he preferred to stay with his father. So this is the first time he will be separated from his family. Of course, living without his parents is extremely beneficial for him. He needs to be well prepared for adult life. Of course, it can be a bit bad not to have parents to take care of him and help him before going to the match. But as he overcomes these difficulties, he will become a warrior player on the pitch. I think it will be very enjoyable to watch him, because he is a really talented kid. He is considered one of the most talented players in the world for his age. And it's not just because of the size of his father's name. The average football fan can be convinced of his talent just by looking at the Junior stats.
To be honest, he have potential. He's big boy, it's fast and he's dribbling well. But this is not nothing. I tell him every time, this is take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. Sometimes when he's in home and I say go to the treadmill to run a little bit. After the treadmill, I say go to the cold water to recover for what you do tomorrow again.
Cristiano Ronaldo has faith in his son. And Junior doesn't really disappoint his father's hopes. Because if he didn't care about football, he could spend his time in Arabia leading a pleasant life. As you know, Cristiano earns more than 250 million euros a year. Junior can enjoy his father's money if he wants, but he chose to work and strive to become a footballer. Honestly, if I were in his place, I'm sure I wouldn't work. And that's not the only thing Junior gave up to become a footballer. Junior doesn't use social media or mobile phones. This is because he wants to focus entirely on football. If he had a social media account, he would probably buy adverts every day and earn millions of dollars. Because he doesn't need to be a footballer to make money. He's Cristiano's son and a handsome boy. He can continue his life by using his recognition on social media. But he wants to be a footballer and he's doing everything he can. Cristiano Jr.'s life is now entering a whole new era. So it will be even more interesting to watch his further development. These attractive qualities of our future superstar will finally meet the audience, and we will be able to see with our own eyes what kind of player the descendant of the Portuguese football legend will become. How do you think it feels? Write in the comments. This brings us to the end of our video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Goodbye.